Hello everyone, and welcome back to my chatty, sassy channel here on YouTube, where we talk about all things luxury, be it luxury fashion, luxury travel, or life's luxuries in general. Today, I am talking about the unfortunate, painful side of luxury, which is the luxury items that I don't use. So I have looked at everything in my collection, and the items I'm going to be showing you today are the items that I either did not use at all in 2024 or maybe only used once or twice. All of these items, everything that has luxury in the name, is going to be expensive. Even when we talk about it being reasonable for luxury, that's still in no way reasonable. So to have the items that I'm currently looking at off to the side that I haven't used at all this year is a little bit shameful. And so I am doing this video to shame myself. I am very curious down in the comments below if there are any luxury items that you guys have that you haven't used this year. And then at the end of the video, I'll be revealing on if any of these luxury items are going to be going up for sale in 2025. So with that, let's get into this video. So I'm going to start out with two bags. The first bag I know for certain I have not carried at all this year, and that is my little nano bag from Stratberry. Now I got this last year at their sample sale. I got it for like 80 bucks or something like that, so super cheap. It's a very cute little bag. I can actually wear it on a belt, so it can be a belt bag. It's got gold, purple, this hot pink. This is a really fun bag, but it's very small. And it's so small that I can only fit my previous phone in it, my iPhone 11 in it, if I took off the case. And I drop my phone a lot, so that makes me very nervous to carry this bag. It's also at a proportion where I got this because I wanted to see if I liked mini bags, and it just feels so small to me that this doesn't feel like a real bag to me. It feels like I'm carrying a child's bag when I'm carrying it. That being said, it's very cute. It is the only type of nano bag in my collection, and I got it at a really great price. So not carrying it this year doesn't make me feel terrible about it. However, it doesn't make me feel great either. The other bag that I think I've only carried twice this year, and I know the reasoning for that, is my Senreve bag. Now, this is a bag that I've said before I really love because I really love the color that it is in. But one thing that I've noticed this year is that this bag is very wide, and I hadn't previously really noticed that. So it's not a bag that I really like to carry crossbody at all because of the shape and the way that it sits on me. I don't like carrying it as a backpack. So I really just carry this bag top handle. And it's kind of a large bag for me to carry top handle. It's pretty empty when I'm carrying it, and so my stuff rattles around in it a lot. And so I think that that's why I really haven't used this at all. I wore it once because it was just absolutely pouring torrential rain, and I knew I was going to be going in and out of places, and so I didn't want to risk any of my other bags getting wet, so I grabbed this one. And then I carried it the next day to class when I was teaching, simply because I didn't have time to change it out in the morning. And I was like, well, I'll take this, it'll be a pop of color, and I'll get a cute photo of it and put it on Instagram. Those are the only two times I've carried this bag this year, and the second time it was only carried out of laziness. That is not great. Now, again, this is not one of my most expensive bags. This is also a bag that my husband did get for me as a Christmas gift. So again, it's a bag that, because it's not one of my most expensive bags, I don't feel too bad about not carrying that much. But now that I know that the reason that I really wasn't carrying it is that it is so big for me personally, makes me wonder if maybe this one, as well as the nano bag, are bags that I should consider letting go because they're sizes that don't really work for me. All right, then let's talk about small leather goods. I have two small leather goods that I really don't use, but I have zero intention of selling. The first off is my Victorine wallet. This has my initials hot stamped in it. I don't really use this anymore because since I got my card holder 2 years ago, I think it was now, that I just haven't switched back into my wallet because I haven't needed to carry something that was this big. The card holder's small, it works, and honestly, I'm too lazy to change out my small leather goods. That being said, this is one of the first 2 luxury items I ever got. The first things I had was I had a couple of pieces of jewelry from Tiffany. Then I got my Palas BB bag, which again, not one of my most carried bags this year, but then after I got that bag, I got this wallet, and my dad was able to pick it up for me in London, and he was able to get such a good price on it that I was able to use my Christmas money from my grandmother to buy it. So this is a gift from her to me that my dad was able to get for me in London. So like there's some sentimentality involved in that. And so like this one's never gonna go anywhere. It's just not something that I use. Similar vein, I also have a checkbook cover. Again, this has my initials stamped in it. I only ever use checks to pay a couple of people in my life because they still like to be paid by check. If they didn't like to be paid by check, I wouldn't ever have a checkbook. This is never carried with me. It just is something that holds my checkbook because it's pretty. So probably wasn't the best use of money, but I was really excited to get this to, instead of having a plastic checkbook cover on, have something that was a little bit nicer. And even at the time, I knew I was kind of being silly getting this because I didn't carry my checkbook, but I am glad that I have it because I do really like this pattern, and the only things I have in this pattern are this and my trunk. And so again, this is another item. I got it personalized. It's never going to go anywhere, but it's not used either. Now, both of those items were Louis Vuitton. My next 2 items are both from, not Louis Vuitton, but they are also both from the same brand. The first one is my Gucci baseball cap. Now, this is something that I really, really, really wanted, and I was so excited to get it. I got it right before a price increase. And it's a really nice baseball cap, but it's very, very logo heavy. And I don't really wear logos. And even at the time that I got it, I wasn't really wearing any of my logo stuff as much. And I don't know why I was like so determined to get this hat. And it's fine. I just haven't used it all this year because it's so logo and it's so loud that it's not really necessarily my style. That being said, I don't think that I could really get what I paid for this hat out of it if I were to sell it, which is probably the reason why it's still here in my collection, because I really haven't worn it much at all. I've maybe worn it half a dozen times. Given how expensive this baseball cap is, wearing it half a dozen times, not a good thing at all. The other Gucci accessory that I have not worn at all this year, my Gucci GG Marmont belt. This is one of those belts that I got this belt probably as it was already starting to go out of trend. It was a belt that I'd wanted for a very, very long time, but I hadn't been able to, in my head, justify the money of getting this belt. And then one year I bought it with Christmas money and I was so excited to get it and I loved wearing it. But again, it's a very big, loud, in-your-face logo, and that's not my style. And it was just an item that I think I'd seen so much that I just really wanted to have it. And I wore it a lot when I got it, but now I have belts that are quieter. If I want to wear a black belt with gold hardware, I'm going to wear my YSL belt where the YSL is very tiny. If I want to wear a black belt with silver hardware, I have my Hermes belt. And yeah, that has the Hermes H on it, but it's still not as in your face as the Gucci GG is. So kind of, again, this is another item that I don't really wear, but I don't really think I could get my money out of it, so I'm just not sure that it is worth selling. Even though I don't see this being a very used item much at all going forward, maybe wearing it once or twice a year. And given how much this belt was, I do think that I got my money out of it for the times that I wore it up till now. But it does make me kind of sad that it now just sits in a basket with my other belts and never gets used. So I will try to make an effort to wear this one because I do feel a bit neglectful of it, even though it's not necessarily me anymore. Now, for my last couple of items, they're also coming from the same brand. And I'm realizing that probably shouldn't buy Louis Vuitton SLGs, probably shouldn't buy Gucci accessories for me. And I think this is a brand that I just probably shouldn't buy because I don't really wear my stuff from there that much. And in fact, I actually sold a piece from there earlier this year, and that is Burberry. I had a Burberry t-shirt. I sold it on. I didn't really wear it. I have this Burberry coat, which is a lovely quilted coat. There's nothing wrong with this coat. It's not loud, it's not in your face, but I think one thing that I've discovered is that if I'm going to wear a quilted coat, I want it to have a zipper. This only has buttons. It doesn't have a zipper. And so the style of this coat is one that is really not my style when it comes to a quilted coat. If I'm wearing a quilted coat, it's going to be more casual and probably in more of a sporty environment. This coat does not lend itself to that. And this is a coat that I've never really worn that much. One of my absolute favorite coats in my collection is my purple Burberry coat that I love. And I wear that one quite a bit in the winter. I really don't wear this one at all. So this is a contender to potentially be sold in 2025. And then the last item, maybe I should even say items that I didn't use at all this year in 2024, my Burberry scarves. And this is very shameful because these are very expensive. Now, I did wear these some when I first got them. I've definitely not worn them enough to get my money out of. However, these are very classic scarves. I've got the very, very classic tan and black and red check. This is going to be a scarf that is never going to go out of style, that I can wear my entire life and never have to worry about it going out of style. Same thing, I also have the exact same scarf in the all brown, so in the tan with the brown. Again, this is another scarf that is gorgeous. It's never going to go out of style. I have no guilt keeping these. I do have a little bit of guilt in that I don't wear these as much as I really should, but the Burberry scarves are also shorter than how I like to wear my scarves, so I can't style these scarves the way that I would necessarily like to. But that being said, these are very nice scarves, and I really do need to bring these more into rotation whenever I'm looking at scarves to wear this winter. So what is it at the end of the day that is on the chopping block getting sold in 2025? The first thing that is definitely getting sold, or at least going up for sale, is going to be the Burberry coat. This coat really also doesn't fit me. My bust is larger than when I got this coat 4 or 5 years ago whenever I got it. This coat doesn't button. I tried it on before this video and this coat can't even button on me. And so because of that, this coat is going to go up for sale, and it is, I mean, it's in like new condition. I've only worn it a handful of times. I am very glad that I was able to pick this up on sale, so I should be able to get my money out of it. But I am definitely a bit sad to be letting this coat go because it's just something that didn't really work for me style-wise, and now it's just too small. And then pretty surprising to me, the other thing that I'm really seriously considering letting go of are these two bags. Nearly dropping the luxury over here, being a bit of an Amelia Rose today. But this bag, it's very, very cute. I didn't pay much for it, so I don't feel bad keeping it. But at the same time, I'm not sure I'm ever going to use this because now my phone is even bigger, and I definitely won't be taking my phone out of the case. So this would just be holding cards and a key, and if I need to do that, I'm going to be using my wallet on chain. So this is very much a consideration for being on the chopping block, but I would need to make a profit on this for me to be able to sell it in good conscience. So this one possibly being sold. I'm not 100% on it yet because I still feel a little bit attached to it because it's very, very cute, but this is a potential one going. This one is also a potential one that might go, which makes me so sad because like the color isn't even showing up as vibrant as it is in real life. I do love the color of this bag so much, and I had so much fun carrying it when I first got it. I was obsessed with this bag when I first got it. But it's a little bit big for me, It's a little bit clunky to use for me. The only reason that this one would stay is that I don't really have another good weather bag that I can take out when it is just torrential downpours. So this one is currently staying for that reason, but if I were to find a different bag for when it's just torrential downpours, I think that this is another one that could potentially go up for sale. But I think that this one will go for sale before this one does, because this is at least practical. And if I ever need a bigger bag for some reason, this one would definitely fit that bill in my collection, because it's probably the biggest handbag that I have at the moment. So there you have it. There are my least used items of 2024. Did any of the items on this list surprise you? Is it surprising to you the items that I am choosing to move on in 2025? And are there any items that you were expecting to see on this list that you didn't? And so with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye!